All right, cool.
Yeah, great. How are you?
I'm doing good. How's it going?
Good. Just got off work like 30 seconds ago.
No way.
Yeah. I work from home. So
Nice, nice. So you can just jump right over.
logged out of one laptop and into the other. That's all.
Yeah, that's the move.
So I heard you like to talk.
I do like to talk. I'm a bit long-winded at times, so you can
Hopefully
totally
I've got
cut me
some
off if you need to.
good questions for you. So
Cool.
hopefully
Sounds good.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm Melanie
I'm
and
Ray. Nice to meet you.
very nice to meet you. So my first couple are just simple icebreakers.
Okay.
What was the first concert that you ever attended?
Oh, I love this question. Um, I think it was, I don't remember the year. I was going to try to say the year, but I know what it was. It was the Britney Spears I'm a Slave for You tour. O Town opened up. So I've also seen O Town live. So that's technically
Yeah.
the first band I ever saw. Um, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was pretty sick. So I saw the whole thing, her with the snake on the stage and everything. I
Yeah.
don't know if it was a real snake at the time. I know it is in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Britney Spears, I'm a Slave for You tour. It was awesome.
This is off to a great start.
Yeah, big fan.
Um, do you ever sing karaoke? And do you have a go-to karaoke song?
Oh man, we're just gonna keep it rolling. I've done karaoke one time ever in my life, and the song was "Break Stuff" by Limp Bizkit. So
It's
yeah, it was basically I was back when I still drank and everything. I was at a bar with my friends, and I was just trying to get my friend Bruce to do karaoke, and I was like, "Come on, like let's go. We'll do Break Stuff. We'll do it together."
yeah.
And he didn't do nothing. Like we just we got up with two microphones, and it was just we were wasted and yelling if anyone knows the lyrics to Break Stuff, it's pretty brutal. So I just feel like, we went into a bar where someone's singing like, Wonderwall, and then we come up and do Break Stuff, and it's just
Yeah.
like, fuck these guys. Like yeah.
Who is your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Oh, damn. See, that's the deep cuts. I'm
Yeah.
surrounded by Ninja Turtles right now.
Yeah.
I will say at different points in my life, all of them have been my favorite.
Yeah.
But, I think my original favorite and still my current favorite, probably everyone's favorite, is Michelangelo.
He's not my favorite.
He's not your favorite?
Oh,
See who
Raphael.
your favorite ninja, who is it?
Raphael.
Raphael, there you go. Who your favorite Ninja Turtle is says a lot about you as a person.
It does.
So that's how I feel about it. So Raphael is like, Raphael's got a little bit of an attitude. Raphael gets angry at people. So I've been there. Raphael was my favorite for a long time. I was like, he's the one that curses in the movie and everything. So
Yeah.
he's pretty badass. But yeah, I think when I was a kid, it was always Mikey because he's just fun.
Mm.
And I just like to have fun now. Plus, I don't know if you've read Last Ronin, but he's pretty badass in Last Ronin. So
Oh yeah.
there you go. Yeah, yeah.
Huh. Um, what is your deck build for Yu-Gi-Oh like?
Whoa. This is my favorite interview I've ever done. Um, I run a tune deck. So it's a lot of like actually have in my studio over here where I record, it's a Tune Blue Eyes White Dragon rug, but I don't use Tune Blue Eyes White Dragon. I try to get out Tune Blackluster Soldier as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And basically the three cards that I'm trying to get on the field as fast as possible are Tune Red Eyes Black Dragon, Tune Dark Magician, and Tune Blackluster Soldier. Because if you know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh, they can attack directly as long as the opponent doesn't have Tune monsters. This is fucking definitely turning off people who don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh is. They can attack directly as long as the opponent doesn't have Tune monsters. Tune Dark Magician can bring out directly to the field um either a Tune Magic card or a Tune monster. Anyway, I could talk about this forever. It's a Tune deck.
Okay.
That's what I like to run. And I think I just like cartoons a lot, so I've always liked the idea of it.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, me and my friends would play Yu-Gi-Oh all the time, and it was like we didn't actually know how to play. We just like watched the TV show, so we'd just be doing crazy shit that we saw on the TV show and act like it worked.
Yeah.
But once I started playing later in life, I had to follow all the rules. It got a lot less fun.
Yeah. Do you ever play Magic?
I have never played Magic actually. Yeah, I know a lot of people tell me I should try it. My friend Cressy, super into it, so I've like seen them play Magic,
Yeah.
and it seemed really complicated, which I know is like rich coming from like how complicated Yu-Gi-Oh got after a while. But yeah, I didn't understand the like. I guess there was like a commander for the deck and all kinds of. I just didn't understand it with the field cards and everything. I was very confused.
Probably about equal.
Yeah, yeah.
So now the hard questions.
Okay.
Well, less fun. We'll see.
Okay.
Um, so how did you get started with creating music and what just first ignited that passion?
So when I was a kid, I went to go see School of Rock, the Jack Black movie,
Yeah.
and I was super into it. I thought it looked really fun, but I'd never actually tried to play music or really thought about it at all. Um, and I've said this before, but it's like I don't even think I could tell you at that time like what a guitar sounded like on a song or anything like that.
Mm.
But I saw School of Rock, and like the kid in School of Rock that played guitar was like really quiet and nerdy, and I like related to that a lot, you know. But he like got really badass by the end of the movie, and I was like, well, I want to be really badass.
Yeah.
So it would probably be cool if I started playing guitar, and I started taking lessons. I think my uncle, maybe a few months before I ever saw that movie, had started taking lessons from a local guy named Gino White. And he was like, if you ever want to take lessons, hit me up and I'll link you up with this guy. And the rest is history. I mean, I took guitar lessons for a really long time, and I th always thought I was sort of just gonna play guitar. Um, but I got super into writing. I got super into like lyrics and everything. I got into Bright Eyes a lot when I was in high school. I don't know if you've listened to Bright Eyes at all, but
Yeah.
it's very like the lyrics are the whole thing. Sorry if I keep looking
Yeah.
off. I'm like trying to see what my dog's doing.
Yeah.
Um, uh, so I got super into lyrics, and so yeah, that's how it started, and I just never stopped.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I've got so many questions for you.
All right, let's
This,
rock.
this should be. Let's dive into how your solo career differs from your other project, North Kingsley.
Oh, it's very different.
Yeah.
It's super different. So for North Kingsley, that for anyone who doesn't know, that's me, my friend Sorrow, and then Shavo, who is the bass player from System of a Down. And we started doing basically a like heavy hip hop kind of thing. And there's nothing about my solo project that's hip hop oriented really at all. Not that I'm against it, but it's
Right.
weird. It was like a weird path in my life because probably like when I was, I don't know, like early 20s, I started rapping like as a joke. Like it was a very trendy thing to like joke about at the time and do those really just like cringy, um, you know, cringy style raps about like girls and money and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and isn't it funny because I'm just joking kind of thing. And I was doing that for a while. And out of nowhere, that had become like the most successful thing I'd ever done, which was kind of frustrating to be honest, because I
Yeah.
spent a lot of time really caring about like all the music I was making at the time, which was basically just like Bright Eyes ripoffs. Like back then I was just doing like joke rap and like Bright Eyes ripoffs.
Mm.
Um and the fact that the rap became like the most successful thing was kind of frustrating, but I was like, all right, so if people like this, maybe I'll take it a little more seriously. Um and me and my friend Sorrow started a project, and while we were in the studio, Shavo came in and played him some stuff. I was super nervous, obviously, because I was like a big System fan for like my whole life. And he was like, "This is really good. Like people would like this." And that was like all I needed to hear. And then we concocted a way to like get him in the band. It was like a whole long thing. And yeah, that's the story of that, I guess. But when I do my own solo stuff,
Yeah.
um, it's the genre is completely different, right? Like it's just it's very at this point it's just very like pop punky like emo stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of these songs like could never exist in the world of North Kingsley. The tone is so different, the content is so different. But for me, it's so much more personal than
Hmm.
North Kingsley because a lot of the lyrics for my solo stuff are very I guess they a lot of people tell me they like tend to be dark, but it's just really me like dealing with shit that I've gone through for my whole life, even if it's not actively like maybe something that I'm still trying to like wrap my head around from a couple years ago, or maybe something that I'm actively dealing with at the time.
Hmm.
Um, Whereas North Kingsley never got like that personal. It was more like observational about the world around me and stuff.
Hmm. Okay.
So, yeah.
Um, I know some of this, but can you share any interesting or surprising facts about yourself?
Oh man. My go-to one that I always say is I can semi-skillfully twirl a baton.
Really?
That's my go-to one. I wish if I had like a poster or something around me, I'd try. I can't really see anything around me that I can twirl at the moment.
Yeah.
But I'm
Cool.
not that good at it. When I was like a kid, I had this weird like it was like a plastic baseball bat, I guess, and it had like a button on it that linked to a thing that would throw a baseball, but it was really shitty and like chintzy, you know.
Yeah.
And I just like started spinning that one day, like weird and around, and then I was like, I'm the master of this. Um, yeah, that's my weird thing about me. I can twirl a baton. That's what I'm gonna go with.
So what artists have been inspiring you the most lately?
I listen to a lot of Bill Murray, which is like if you've never heard of the
Yeah.
band, it's like a
No, I
weird thing
have.
to explain to people, you know? Um,
No, I love his stuff.
because yeah, you say that and they're like fucking Ghostbusters, you know? And I'm like,
No,
no, no,
right.
it's a band. It's spelled different. It's the guy, it's what's it, Johnny Frank? He used to be in Attack Attack.
Hmm.
And I think particularly the new Bill Murray album is so good and so unique and so original because it's just this like it's almost just like pop country with like breakdowns, and it is one of the coolest things I've ever heard, you know, because I really like, and I'm sure you can get this with the bands that I've been in and everything, but I really like eclectic genres of music, right? So I like pop country stuff. It's a lot of fun. If I ever go on a trip, I like first thing I do in the rental car is I like find the country radio station and I listen to that, you know, like so hearing someone who's taking those sort of pop country tropes and making them like heavy and really fun
Hmm.
is the coolest thing. Like I think uh Better Hell, the song that came out earlier this year, is like the best song that I've heard this year. It is so good. It is so fun. Yeah, just generally that whole album. Love Bill Murray. I mean, I don't really do anything that sounds similar to that, but I think I just get excited when I hear people doing unique things, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, it doesn't even have to be something similar. That's
Yeah.
where I was going. It's like who makes you think about stepping outside the box, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely him. And then it's so interesting to see because, like I said, he was from Attack Attack. Like the amount of talent that has come out of what used to be Attack Attack is crazy. Because like I'm
Yeah.
also a big Beartooth fan,
Uh-huh.
and that's Caleb from Attack Attack. And I used to love like the early of Mice and Men stuff, like when that's Austin from Attack Attack. Like it was just the amount of bands that have sprung out of Attack Attack is crazy. And I always loved Attack Attack back in the day. I know they got a lot of hate back in the day, but I was always like, this shit is crazy and weird and cool. And I tend to think like whenever there's a situation where there's music that's getting buzz and popular and a lot of people are like, this sucks, what are they doing? Like there's probably something going on there. It's probably interesting, you know? So
Yeah.
I do my best to like keep my ear to the ground and hear stuff that's different and maybe uncomfortable originally, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. So that's a good question is how do you keep your music fresh and relevant in an ever-changing industry?
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's super hard. Because
That's
for
the
me, it's
question,
like
isn't it?
I, I,
The
I
fun question.
yeah, I put out so much music. Like I put out a song pretty much every week.
Hmm.
And for me, that does like I don't record a song. I record more than one song every week, obviously. It's not like I record a song and then put it out. Like I really only put something out if it's something that I like.
Hmm.
So maybe, you know, if you hear 4 songs from me in a month, I've probably recorded 15 and I just like picked the best four that I like. So for me to like keep it fresh and fun, I the only way I can do it is to try to be like increasingly honest on my music, because
Mhm.
otherwise it's like I don't think sonically what I'm doing is something as fresh as like let's say Bill Murray, right? I think part of me is like putting out these songs that I've really always kind of loved in the genres that I've always kind of loved and I've always wanted to do. So
Mhm.
really I want to hear the music that way, but I just want to be as honest as I can vocally and lyrically, and try to do my best to keep that fresh. And it's like I feel like it's getting increasingly increasingly more honest and like increasingly like weirder stories from my life. I feel like I'm just like telling on songs, probably to the detriment of my parents. And um but yeah, I guess that's the best way I can describe that.
Are they still speaking to you?
Oh, of course. Of course, they're super proud and super happy because I mean it's been my whole life I've been trying to do this, so
Mhm.
um they've seen me from the beginning where it's just like, for so long no one listened to anything that I was doing and any music that I was putting out. And they always believed in me and they always thought it was great. Um, Plus, like they're aware that I've like gotten sober and they know all that. So it's like anything that I'm saying on a song isn't really gonna shock them too much, I would hope.
Mhm.
I think it's more so like um my mom in particular, if I'm saying something about me being like really down and really sad, she's just like, "Oh, I wish I knew that. Like I don't want my kid to be sad,
Yeah.
stuff like that." But otherwise they're super supportive and very proud, and I'm happy that they feel that way.
Yeah. So I did want to ask about your sobriety as well,
Cool.
how that has maybe affected your creativity.
You know, that's a great question because I was super worried when I decided to get sober. I was super worried about that
Yeah.
because at the time I was very much like, um, like I get high and I make music and that's how I make the best music. But really, it was so bad. Like it was the worst. I was making the worst shit. That was only cool when you were high. I think
Uh-huh.
I think music should be good, regular, and then if you get high, it's better.
Yeah.
Not like you get need to be high to listen to it.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm about 7.5 years sober now, and even when I first started, I was really worried that I wouldn't be creative anymore. I was worried about the weirdest shit. Like I was worried I wouldn't like cartoons anymore. I was worried that like I couldn't I didn't like I listened to a lot of rap music too, right? So there's a lot of shit about like getting high on and and I was like, can I listen to these songs anymore? I remember particularly at that time, um, the Kendrick Lamar album Damn had just come out, and like on the first track of Damn, there's a there's a sample where the beat switches, and the sample's like, give me some ganja, and I'm just like sitting in my car, listen to it, like fuck, like can I still listen to this, or do I have to cut this out? Am I gonna be able to maintain it? Um, but I was like, no, I need to keep listening to music. I need to keep liking the things I like.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately, getting sober has really helped me creatively and
Mhm.
helped me be more upfront with myself about is what I'm doing good, is what I'm doing something that maybe other people would enjoy. Um, Plus, it's just helped me be like as honest as I can in my music. Interestingly enough, like when I was in North Kingsley, I was very vocal about like I do not want to talk about being sober. I don't want to tell anyone that I'm sober because I didn't want to be like that guy. Like I didn't want to be like Macklemore. You know what I mean? How he's like he's just like I'm sober, I'm sober, I'm sober, and like beats people over the head with it. Um, but when I started uh releasing my solo music, I just found myself sort of needing to write about these things and like needing to process them in like a really cathartic way.
Mhm.
And I like to think, I don't know if this is true, but I like to think that at least in the music, it doesn't come off as preachy. Like it sort of just comes off as like this is a story about a thing I went through, not like, hey, you guys should get sober. This is just like basically a track about me being like super fucked up and super down about it. And that's really it. Like there's no there's no like moral of the story.
Yeah.
So hopefully it doesn't come off as preachy.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's good.
What's your dog's name, by the way? I
Oh,
feel like
it's
I read
Oliver.
this too. Oliver.
It's yeah, it's Oliver. This is him back here.
Yeah, I thought I read that and I was like, why can't I think of it? I'm just like staring at him like, who
he
are you?
is he is the absolute best. I was in Portland this weekend and I walked by a tattoo shop and I was like, maybe I'll get a tattoo of Oliver, but I didn't do it at the time. But I'm gonna get one done up soon. I'm gonna get one, I think.
You should.
Yeah. He's the best. He's scared of everything. It's just I said it the other day. It was like he's scared of things that move and make noise, but also things that don't move and don't make noise. Like he's just he's fucking anything is gonna scare him. I'm surprised he's not flipping out at this Zoom call. You know?
Do you have any like unique spots? Like
Not
that
really.
no, just if you had like you say if you had a like a spot in a certain spot, you could get a tattoo in that spot and be like you're matching.
Oh, that would be
You.
nice. Yeah, no, he doesn't really have anything like that. He's got like a little a small little white patch on his chest and like a little bit of like disparate white hairs on the back of his neck.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing too unique like that. I think I'm gonna try to get like a sort of traditional tattoo done up of him and get it on
Yeah.
my arm, just like of his face, so it's sort of like a graphic.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll see.
So this is probably going to be a big one for you. What else has been inspiring you other than music?
Oh man.
So
So much, I
movies,
feel like.
TV, games,
Yeah, yeah.
books.
So much. I watch a
What's
lot of
been inspiring you the most lately, I mean.
trashy reality TV. That's my whole thing.
Yeah.
No, that's not like the most inspiring thing, but I do watch a lot of it. I really like to go to movies.
Yeah.
I've always really loved movies. There was a point where I like thought about going to film school. Um,
Fact?
s- what's up?
That's a fun fact.
Yeah, yeah, I thought about it, but I never followed through with it. I'm glad that I didn't, because I feel like it would have really like split my focus, and that's a really hard industry to get into. I live in LA, and there's a lot of people just like constantly breaking their back in the film industry.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, big fan of movies. I went to go see recently, We Live in Time with Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield. Excellent movie. Um, like that movie in particular, I think is inspiring in the fact that it's super it's a very small story just about a couple and how they're dealing with health issues. And I just don't want to like spoil anything for anyone that hasn't seen the movie. Um, but it's very emotional and very impactful. And I would like to, I don't know, try to bring elements like that into my music if I could.
Mhm.
Um, I run a lot. I've done the LA Marathon the past couple years. So while I'm out on runs, I'm constantly just sort of like thinking. I come up with a lot of lyrics when I'm just sort of, there's nothing else to do. And
Yeah.
I'm 10 miles in on a run or something, and I'm just like bored and trying to like get back home. You end up
Yeah.
thinking about like all the worst things you ever did in your life. You're like,
Let's
oh,
talk about this.
yeah. I'm like, yeah, maybe that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Um, Big fan of the new Ninja Turtles cartoon that's based off the new Ninja Turtles movie. That's been a lot of fun to watch. Also, the new Batman cartoon was fun to watch. Also, oh shit, you watching Penguin?
I haven't seen
Or,
it. I know what
oh,
you're talking about.
Penguin on
Yeah.
HBO Max.
Is it good?
Um, it's so good. It's so good. It's the Colin Farrell Penguin from the most recent Batman movie, and they're doing like a mob type show.
Yeah.
Um, that's awesome. I can't recommend it enough. Everyone should watch Penguin. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I try to get inspired by life, not to not to
Yeah.
sound too hippie.
No.
Um, but
That should be.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. All right. And before Zoom times me out, because, I won't
Okay.
pay for it.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
else would you like to share with your fans that we didn't discuss?
Oh, I don't know.
Like
Um,
what's next? Anything.
so yeah, I mean, so I have an album coming out on November 7th. Um, and that's most of those songs are already out, but some of them aren't. And it's hard when you put out songs every week. I sort of just wanted to take stock of what were my favorite songs over the last year and like best performing ones over the last year.
Yeah.
So that's coming out on November 7th. It's on vinyl too, if you want to buy vinyl. And I think this is the first time I'm saying this. I've got a music video coming out on the 7th for Flatline, which is like my best performing song. And we did a lot of shit with Muppets. I'm a big Muppets fan.
I've noticed that.
Um, Huge Muppets fan. So I
Yeah.
was like, we need to do this video all Muppets the whole time.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. It's very difficult to do in practice to operate all these Muppets and do all these things. It's basically just like a drugged out Muppet kind of deal. It was really intense. Um, so I'm very excited for that to come out. Super excited for the album. Anyone can like pre-save it on my Spotify or whatever. Um, find me on Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel.
Mhm.
I think my name is just like Ray Hawthorne. So you just find that if you want. That's pretty much all I got. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not as interesting as I might seem.
No, you are.
I appreciate it.
Your next music video, you should do one about Oliver. It can be like
I would love to do that.
from his perspective. There can be a
Yeah.
whole plot.
I would love to do that. I'm overly obsessed with my dog. It's
You
like
should be.
I just constantly hang out with him. We were gonna put for like the last shot in the Flatline music video. I was like, I can bring my dog out and just have him destroy one of these puppets, and it just didn't work like narratively in the thing, so we didn't do it. But we thought about it. I was just like an excuse for me to get him in the video, but he
He's
didn't
a
make
handsome.
it. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
I appreciate it. This was super fun.
Yeah.
Uh, I like the more obscure questions. So this was a really good time. Thank you for having me. I'll come back
Thank
whenever
you.
you want.
All right. Take care.
All right, thank you very much.
All right.